Well, here we are once again with Barry. It's Mondays with Barry. Nice sunny afternoon. We've got a headline here. It says Barry picks his team of the 60s. What's that about, Barry?
Yeah, that was just when I went up to Horsham. I rang up Murray Lawson about I told him I had a side picked out. He said, well, Barry, I'll give you some contact numbers to ring up Paul Carricher and a couple other fellas about the story. So I went up there and done that team.
Alright, well it looks like an interesting team. Was it just the one page you got?
No, I got the paper. I might even show you. So the viewers out there.
So this was the second back page or inside the back
well,
page?
Here it is here, Colin. The paper's here.
Live, you can see it live. Just hold it up to the camera. Yep.
It's at the front page there, team of the 60s.
I can see
right,
there,
that's front page, right?
Yep.
And at the back here, a little thing here, Peatling. What's he say there? Read that down.
It says...
Can you see that there? Put the camera on that.
It says Peatling selects his team, page 44.
Yeah, so I thought I might have got a little bit of sort of square for one page, but here we go.
Front page, back page, and a full page spread.
Now, I just have a bit of a Captain Cook at this. That was the original paper.
Okay, just...
see over there, that's a print of it now.
Lift it up that way.
That way?
Yeah, that's it, a little bit. That's it.
See that?
Yeah, I can see it. Okay.
So that wasn't too bad, was it?
Oh, very good.
Good coverage. I thought I might have got a little corner of the paper, but...
Bit of action there. Tell us about some of these people. Now, I've heard of Mick Simon before. What's his story?
Mick Simon, done a story about him last week, as a matter of fact. He was picked as the centre man, and he was the best, easily the best centre man I've ever seen in the Women's League, and one of the best top 3 players of all time, I'd say.
Okay, all right, very good. You put yourself in here.
Of course I did. I was first rover.
First rover.
I was best rover up there.
Okay, fair enough. Who was the second best rover?
I think it's Charlie Toohey, wasn't it?
Charlie 2. Did he make the team?
Yep, I think he's in there, isn't he?
Very
There's
good.
your eyes here.
Yep.
Charlie
Robert Dunlop.
Yeah, for Ruckman, who played for Essendon.
Okay, very good. Now there was a talk of your friend who died recently. What was his name? He played for
Kevin Northcote.
Kevin Northcote. Did he make the team?
No, he never made his side. I think he was picked. I was had a bit of a... Well, we had a team of the century picked in Rapanic a few years ago, and Johnny Ryan got in it. He's a mate of mine. I think I should have been first rover in that Rapanic's team in the century. I was a better rover than Kevin Northcote. Kevin Northcote was a very good footballer. I was a better rover than Kevin Northcote, but I never got in the first 20 in Rapanic's team of the century. I wasn't too happy about that.
Well, what about Ian Morgan?
Stands out. It's the best full forward up there. Since I've been there. He'd probably be in the best 2 or 3 players I've seen up there too in the league.
And Johnny Ryan?
Good centre half back, very fast. We went up to Rapanic together, and he was good footballer, Johnny Ryan.
Have you had any reaction to this?
Yeah, a couple of friends of mine rang up the last few weeks, and there's Kerry Sprake was a mate of mine. He is a couple of his friends there. They said they sort of agreed with the side. So there you go. There wasn't. You
haven't talked about Kevin Sprake very often.
Kerry Sprake.
Rapanic. What's his story?
Kerry was a good fella. He's still a mate of mine. He lives in Frankston now. Did
he play with you?
Played with one season, the last season, 65. Actually, he took, when I left Rapanic, he took my number 15.
Oh, right, very good.
And he's going right down in Frankston. He's got himself a little lady, and he's going over. He's a bit of a jet setter.
All right, well, just going on this article again, it was over 2 years ago. Any plans on going up and doing something similar?
Well, I might just do something up there, and I might ring up Murray Lawson, you know, mate, the ex-sports #1 rider back in the 60s. But he's still going all right. He's 85 or something, but he's still going. I might have a word with him, and he might do something else.
Now to a headline act, so to speak. The night the trams stopped in Bridge Road. Well, that's an intriguing. I guess that there was some trams that stopped.
Well, there was some trams did build up, probably 8 or 10 trams, but we might get that sort of... I'll give a little bit of...
Did you want me to ask you about the police?
Yeah.
What were they like? Some say that they were soft in Richmond.
No.
Were they soft in Richmond?
You had to be... When in my teenage years, kind of growing up in Richmond, around the Bridge Road area, around the sort of Cotton Street, Mary Street, yeah, they only had the toughest to survive back in them days. But the coppers used to give you a belt and walking down the street for something to do, and stand you up against the wall and search you and whack you and...
Were you ever whacked?
plenty of time. I got
Did they sort of whack you in the face?
No,
Was it
they wouldn't do that because they know if left a mark on their face they could be taken to court.
So what methods did they use?
Get on your back behind you and whack with that. You know, the chop. I had a few.
Did they use phone books?
No, just the back of the hands. But it did toughen me up when I was growing up. It brought me up in the right sort of...
But you would have just been a pushover back then.
I was a little fella back in the days.
But they would have pushed you over easily.
Well, not really. I did stand up myself.
Were you able to, you know, handle yourself?
Well, I did learn that if you couldn't handle yourself back in them days, Con, you had a bit of trouble. You didn't get anywhere. Plus I was playing football. When you play football when you're younger growing up, it does toughen you up too. It's for you later in life because you have battles on the ground, on the football grounds, and sometimes a lot of street fights back in them days. A few of the gangs around Richmond, they'd pop in and Bridge Road, bottom in, they'd...
Mac the Knife style.
Well, it was, we didn't have a gang, but I'll mention some of my men.
Tell us, tell us about, you know, anything that sticks out in your memory.
Well, I'll tell you about that. I'll just mention my crew, not the gang.
You weren't a gang? Or a gaggle?
No, we didn't go around looking for fights.
Or a clouder, or a pride?
We didn't go around looking for strikes like the other clowns used to do, but I'll tell you about my group. These are all their nicknames. A bit of a laugh here. Spook, Whitey, Macca, Billy Moo, Bluey, Gus, Big Moose and Little Moose. They were two big brothers and little brothers. Big Moose. They acted like mooses too. Tomo, of course me, BP.
What about Silly Bill?
Silly Bill was silly, yeah.
Yeah, he was a bit silly, was he? Yeah.
But he was just, he's sort of, he just hanging on. He wasn't doing much. He wouldn't do much damage. But that was our little crew. We used to. But this night, the tram stopped in Bridge Road. We were. Yeah, well, back on this night, most Friday nights and Saturday nights, Con, we used to go to the movies, up to the National Theatre in top of Bridge Road, and the Saturday nights was a cinema right near the Richmond Town Hall, the picture theatre. That was our. But this night, on Friday night, we were going on the meeting on the corner of Cotton Street and Bridge Road. We're standing there waiting, sort of ready to just move up the picture theatre, and next thing we see Stephen Nitty's coming towards us. Someone chased him. Come straight up because Steve Nitty was Australian featherweight champion boxer back in them days.
Okay.
And he come up past me anyway, and all of a sudden we've seen Rishi Collins, who used to fight under Tommy Collins, who was Australian welterweight champion later in life. And next thing Steve runs across the road, and Collins comes behind him. We're probably about from here to the front door. And next thing, Steve stands in the middle of the road, and he pulls his gun out, little short. But it was on a short shotgun. Of course, Collins stand there, and what did Collins just said? He said, "Don't miss, Steve." So next thing, Steve's fired.
So he brings out a gun.
In the air. Well, I was about 20 feet away. And this all short off. They used to have short off things back in them days.
Yeah.
And he's fired. I said, "Hello," because we all. Of course, he fired it, and he hit Collins, and he fell down. But he's only hit him on the shoulder. Next thing, he got up. Because Steve ran past us back again down towards Neptune Street.
So it was like a shotgun.
It was, and because in the meantime there's about 6 or 8. They're in the middle of the road, and all the trams are all backed up, and people thought this was like Chicago.
It was Bridge Street.
And they're fighting the life out of us. But then because he turned around and took us back again, and he got away. But a couple of weeks later, Collins caught up with Steve Nitties and fired a shot over his head down one of the back lanes.
So Steve Nitties shot the gun.
Yeah, Steve was. He was.
So if the police are watching this, they can...
Well, they can sort
him out of
But, see, the moral of the story is he was only probably... He used to fight as a bantamweight, but Collins used to fight as a welterweight, but they turned out pretty good mates after, because what caused this little rift? Steve Nitties was hanging around Rishi Collins' girl.
Okay.
Georgina Smith, who was gorgeous.
There's always a girl involved, isn't
there?
Yeah. How did that affect the trams?
Well, we didn't take much say because we were actually... We were that close, it was unreal. I mean, Bluey, because Steve Nitties was a very good friend of mine, mate. Bluey used to live with him.
One of the Zarzal brothers, yeah, go on.
And but we were, it's like it happened last night. It seems, he's only about, from here, he's about 20 feet away from Collins when he fired the shot. I thought, well, he's going to be dead, you know, when we heard the bang. Because we turned around, we took off, and cause they all both took off after each other, and Steve got away that night. But
now the headline is that the night that the tram stopped.
It was.
What happened? Did the tram stop?
Look, I didn't.
Did they just stop and then pick up somebody?
Well, It's on the corner. There's a light. There's traffic lights on the corner of Cotton Street and Bridge Road. But I don't know what happened after that. But we didn't have a clue. All I can see is all trams, because it was night time. I reckon it'd be 10 or 12 trams.
I banked up.
I mean, I told the story pretty quick, but it
Did
took
the police?
a while.
Did the police?
No, the coppers didn't find it because you got to be a reporter.
Surely the hello.
There's the police now. Yeah, so 2 weeks later, Collins caught up with Steve down one of the SP these SP betting lanes and fired a shot over Steve's head just for something to do, just to say, listen, Steve, I can fire a shot too. But they finished up good mates after that. Like, I mean, Steve could have killed him that night.
Okay, fair enough.
Bad shot, mate. 15 feet away.
Those scatterguns are sort of...
Well, when he fired the shot, it probably sort of went up like that.
Yeah.
But the fright, I'll never forget that long as I live. We're sitting there, I was only 15, 16.
Mm. Well, it's a very interesting story. Did you catch the rugby last night, Barry?
Watched a bit, turned it off because Australia's getting killed, so I didn't watch anymore. But
Who's your tip for the World Cup grand final, the World Cup? New Zealand or France?
Oh, New Zealand will kill them.
They look good, didn't they?
They'll be 3s on.
They were jumping all over them.
They'll get that.
Big boys, they've got big boys in that.
Oh, big, but they'll get that when their stars back, won't they? That 5'8" fella.
I think so. Yeah.
What's his name? He's a star. No, they'll be, I reckon, 20-point win.
Any more stories for next week?
Well, I might do something like that.
We've got a few rolling around there on the...
So a few good stories about Richmond growing up. Look, it was a pretty tough area. My upbringing from when I left Abbotsford to go to Richmond when I was about 6. I grew up through all my teenage years through Richmond. It was a pretty tough area, Richmond. Richmond and Collingwood.
Tough crew.
Were probably the two tougher suburbs around back in the days.
Yeah.
And they probably still are at the moment. Oh, not a bit of a yuppie town now, but no, it was a very good upbringing. I've been a knockabout fella back in them days. I had plenty of hiding for the coppers, but it did smarten you up in them days. Got to whack me on there, and we'd come out from pictures some nights, and all of a sudden there'd be about 10 of us walking down from the cinema down Bridge Road, and the coppers would just pull up in the van and put all yours up against the window and search it with your hands up in the air column.
Bit of a cavity.
And they just give you a couple of whack, just for something. Because they're big coppers back in them days, big men.
Like the New Zealand rugby team.
But we didn't worry about it.
Similar. Alright, well that's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me too.